All right, hey everyone, this is DayTraderRockStar for a stock update watch list going into the last part of this week, and actually a great focus list for next week too. Got a nice set of stocks on here. We're going to start off with Whirlpool, which I recently got in. Great channel, everything looks good about it, other than the market conditions recently, which has this one, stuck right above recent support here at 83. And we're hanging right around the 200 period moving average, but the stochastics have pulled back down, and that's one of the reasons I took my first position in this. And again, trading in front of on the computer, on the show and stuff, it's hard because this pattern works out, but a lot of people would expect, right when you call a stock, you look for that move up there. This stock looks good here. This stock definitely looks good here. It might flush down to $82.50, $83 and hold that and come back and close up above $83 on the day, which would be fine. It would cause the stochastics to pull back down to a better position, and we'd set up for multiple indicator pop here. So it still looks really good. I'm not going to change my position on it, but I also understand that there is economic news or employment news tomorrow. Employment claims, and anything can happen with the market. So, but there's another good thing here. Go back out in April, and April Whirlpool headlines: Whirlpool surges 14% on improved outlook. Whirlpool profits jump ups guidance. All right, this is all the guidance. Then I'm looking through all these old Whirlpool press releases and stuff, and they're talking about going into a new cycle. They're up in their forecast, everything pointing. And this is back here the last earnings call. And since then, we've been just grinding down. So how far down do you go before you bounce? And in this situation, there's no artificial reason for this to pull back except just a decent pullback. So we wait for the decent buy signal to come in. And that's just about here. So I think you're definitely going to have a great trade in Whirlpool once you catch a crossover in the stochastics, and you're going to get a nice rally and probably a breakout of this pattern and possibly a move back up near that $100 level. So this is a great setup. Just takes a little timing, and that timing will come. Johnson & Johnson, another good one, a stock that's really pulled back off. You can see a very good defined wedge pattern forming here. The stochastics are just turned up. Again, another position I started down this level because it's a lower risk level here. I mean, yeah, we could easily get a pullback back down here to 56 or the lower trend line, but that's okay. That's within my risk level because I'm, whenever I take that first position, I scale in very small, until that formation or whatever that I'm looking for confirms itself. If I get in early, I definitely cut back on my shares. And this, even though this looks good, I think 57 to 56 is a great entry on this. If you have a little time period to hold, Johnson & Johnson should move up, break through 60, and on its way. J&J. Diamond Offshore, another stock that recently I liked the little pullback here. Again, stochastics are almost set up. It's, they're flattening out here. It's not the best sign, but this is just a low grinding stock. It hasn't really popped yet, but I do like it back there. ISLN, very strong stock. Had it in this consolidation, and then it popped, and since then it's been pulling back. Still looking like it has great strength, and this is a stock that probably could see higher numbers if we get to time that pullback perfectly. I don't even know if we're going to pull back to the 20 period moving average. If we do, we flash down to 1550. It probably is a good buy down there. AMTD. Now remember, these stocks, the reason I'm showing these stocks today, because even what happens to the rest of the week, these stocks are set up to move. Most of in this case, AMTD is a little bit different. This one's pushing up against the trend line. But most of the stocks are setting up on multiple indicator buy areas. So even the next 2 days, even if the market is a little shaky at these times, going into next week, these stocks will definitely look much better. APKT, still looking very strong. Just riding the wave up here. The stochastics are up. They're definitely up here. But we're definitely holding a tight trend. We're holding above the 20 period moving average. And in this market, and this stock hasn't turned back. Next one we got here, PSMT. Now this one, another good trade. Got this in this consolidation pattern and caught the move up, took it off, a couple of days ago, yesterday, a couple of days ago, and it was a great trade. A great trade, but it doesn't look like it's going to stop here. Honestly, it continues to look good. Price Smart comparable to dollar stores or Walmart, I guess, down in the islands in the Caribbean and Central America. They're really big. It looks great. And again, something always to keep on your list, because any type of pullback in this type of stock here is usually a good indication to buy. At any time the stochastics get down here, it's always a good time to look at that and look at why they're down there and what other support levels and indicators are underneath it. And if there happen to be some multiple indicators there, then you could easily get a good trade off of it. The MDT is another example. Nice inverted head and shoulders pattern. Stochastics are kind of neutral here. We could be rolling back over. Interesting level because the trend line starts at a gap, which is very powerful, and it really confirms this pattern here. Now, a move under 36 would probably scare me out. Not so much scare, because we have a nice reversal here, and I'm very confident in this pattern. We're down enough on the stochastics that we don't have a clear indication in this type of bottoming pattern here. As long as we could actually hold off the recent lows, which is a nice reversal candle, which we should do. I should bring up the volume on this. I don't have my volume. And again, you can see this reversal there was okay volume. MDT definitely looks set up to go too. Now, Martha Stewart is an example of what I'm trying to talk to you about now. What you want to do, and I can guarantee a lot of people out there are trading, and I say, wow, this is a hard market. It's not hard. It's just that timing's off. Sometimes there's a gray area, and I've been talking about that a lot on the radio. Catching a transition between a trending stock going up and a pullback, or a trending stock coming down and a bounce. And those areas are usually the choppiest areas. And you get those signals. And when you get the good signal, it's easy to follow through. All right? It's very easy to follow through. But when you get the bad signal, it's harder to pull back and believe that. And that's just, I think, the character of a trader. You're always looking for more. You're always looking for something different, not paying attention to the signals. So when these signals get overbought, it's the time to lighten up and just lighten up and take caution. And when things are oversold, time to maybe look for an entry. And what the best entry is when you have that oversold stochastic and a recent support level. One of the 5 indicators that I want to tell you right now, the trend line, the falling trend line is great for bounces. All right, very good, because you always, you go long on weakness, you go short on strength, and half your job is done for you. But the MSO is a good example because it wasn't a beautiful, beautiful trend. You got down to lower trend line, the stochastics. Each time you get back tested. Each time we got down underneath 20, there was a good bounce in the stock. So at this point right here, you already had that indicator set up. Then we had a lower trend line indicator. Then what really tied this whole thing together is a support indicator. And if you could get all 5 of these, I want to tell you the other ones. But if you get as many as you can of these indicators, the better chance you have a move in the stock. And I guarantee you, if you just waited for that and just say, all right, today I'm not going to trade. There's nothing I'm finding that's really setting up. Instead of well, let me try to scalp this. Let me go here. Your chances of doing well in the market are just tremendous at these levels. They're tremendous. You have so much going for you. And it's just like anything else. You could play the game right, or you could play the game wrong. So MSO, and again, we all fall into it. I get into things too early. Because I'm sitting there in front of my computer all the time. I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing here? So you force yourself in. But the true person who's going to do great in this market is the person who could just time these areas, and they happen over and over again. You can look back at these patterns and how they bounce off the stochastics and the lower trend lines, and just that combination of the two is the 1-2 punch. Back here, look at this AMD. I just wrote this one out because lower trend line, oversold stochastics under 20. You go out here. Look at the support line. All 3 of them. That's the combination you look for, and you usually get a nice move off of that. And again, like I said, I want to pound it into your head tonight that you just got to look for these setups. And again, trying to bring you these setups so you can put them into your notebooks and write them down and say, all right, Here's one John's talking about. There's a 200 period moving average coming under. We are on the lower trend line. Stochastic's not yet quite embedded or underneath 20 here. So it's something to pay attention to. Maybe we do get a flush down here to the 20 in the stochastic setup, and maybe there's something that's going to happen on this one. That's why I'm bringing it to you. HSTM. Now this one is going to be an interesting one because I'm going to call this one as a buy tomorrow. I'm just going off. This is something I want to get into. It's a little high risk. But the consolidation here, and I shouldn't even said that because now the amateurs will bid this up pre-market, and like next thing you know, there's no volume on it. I mean, it's a very light volume stock. All right, that's the only reason I'm telling you. It's like super light volume. Lucky to get today was it 5,000 shares, but we're tight here, and it's an interesting field, and there's hardly no volume, but when there is volume, it moves, and we consolidated out here for a long time. Stochastics are very choppy. We'll get a little turn up. We had a little momentum. Some volume came in over the last 7 days. I wanted to, take a shot on this. I don't know, 300, 400 shares, not much, but just to let you know what I'm thinking, and then you can keep it on your radar and watch it. It's great consolidation. Sherman-Williams, quality stock, lower trend line, 200 period moving average, wedge pattern, crossover on stochastic. Everything looking good for a breakout of this wedge to the upside. Again, market conditions might you always have. That's the wild card, and that's the key indicator is the overall market conditions. Things always work better when the market's a stable market and doesn't have any bias to the downside or upside, or of course, you do better if it has a bias to the upside, but you want to have it at least going, you want to have at least a neutral positive market to get this thing out of this pattern. See what else we got. UTech. Strong stock. Looking at this, again, stochastics a little overbought here, starting to roll over. Do you get in here on this pullback? I'm just saying, keep an eye out on that 1710 to 17 area. Even if we got a flash down, we'll probably end up leaving a big tail down this way. So something to put on. Interesting stock, starting a new trend. Not that bad. And LCC, there's a strong stock for tomorrow. U.S. Airwaves. And again, not much on there. I just want to bring it to your attention, LCC. And here's the cheap stock of the night, and it looks great, believe it or not. Jesus, look at this. Nope, that's not it. WSTL. I mean, Westel Tech provides telephony crap, stuff like that. Anyway, we got a runaway train here on volume. Probably gonna get a little follow through. Who knows where this is going? So I just want to throw that up. It's trading at $1.90. It's taken off. It's moving. We just caught it early. It's the first week of its move. Who knows how far this one can go? I don't know. It's a little cheap for me, but I just want to bring it to your attention. All right. So that's the update going into the end of the week. We got the S&P. Well, let me maybe send out an S&P video too, but let me get this out to you guys. Oh, possible short. VGR. Before I forget. Nice reversal candlestick. All right, nice little reversal candlestick on volume. Stochastics definitely overbought. We're kind of extended from the 20 period moving average. Definitely can see a reversal down here. And this is Vector Group. They sell cigarettes. VGR. So let's short these cigarettes. All right. VGR. All right, so that's it. I'll catch you in the markets tomorrow. This is Day Trader Rockstar for DayTradingRadio.com. I also figured out how to fix the audio lag and the choppiness now.